Hello, welcome back. Let's take a look at Alibaba, which is actually trading up at about 12% right now, higher pre-market. And it was actually, I believe, even a little bit more earlier. We'll see what happens when the market opens. But what is causing this? And we're going to examine the news. And as I've talked about, as the whole thing shifts and we are starting to see an uptrend in Alibaba and the Chinese market, I'm expecting some more news pieces, some more positive news pieces to pile up and start causing a little bit of a shift in the sentiment and the overall trend. This is what typically happens when you want to be breaking a downtrend, a massive downtrend as well, in this case. You will start to be seeing some little news pieces piling up, and then some more, and then some more, and eventually there's going to be a dramatic shift in the trend. This is what happens when this kind of a shift occurs, and I fully expect this to be a thing with the Chinese stock market pretty soon too. But we'll see, we'll see. I mean, of course, I don't have a crystal ball or anything of that sort, but I've seen this kind of trend shifts playing out many times in the past. And this is what typically happens when you have a very battered down index as a whole. Typically, it tends to come back with a vengeance. But let's see what's happening. What happened actually in Hong Kong yesterday, and how this will be affecting the stock market here when it opens up in the US. So as you'll see, Hong Kong's Hang Seng closes 4% higher. Chinese stocks gain on hopes of more policy support is what's happening. And so, Hong Kong Hang Seng Index closed 4% higher over here, as yesterday the Nasdaq was also surging 3% higher on good earnings from many companies, including Facebook. And today may probably see a decline because Apple and Amazon didn't do that well. They didn't do badly, by the way, but especially Apple had a blowout quarter. Really, it's just some guidance that actually dropped their stocks, their share price. So, the surge in China comes after Chinese state media on Friday reported details of a Politburo meeting where officials promised more policy support to meet the country's economic growth target for the year. Very interesting. And we're going to examine a few more details in the next article. But the most important message is a change of policy priority. In the past few weeks, the top priorities seem to be containing Omicron outbreaks. Nobody knows why, but that was the priority. Now the goal is to balance containing outbreaks and economic growth. So among this zero tolerance policy that they had over there, it looks like they're coming back to their senses and realizing that they need to have at least some flexibility to allow for the stock market to and their whole economy really to gain back what it has lost over the past couple of years or so. Now, you will see that many Chinese tech companies, especially the ones that have been completely battered down, have soared 11% for Tencent, Alibaba 15.6%, and the Hang Seng Tech Index surged 10% higher, an insane increase. You would kind of expect this to happen at some point because it has been going down so massively that it will have to increase at some point massively as well. And I wanted to point out a couple of things from the next article here, which also talks about what is happening right now in China and the whole discussions, but brings back some more details about the discussions. Now, you will see here that the party's 25-member Politburo, pretty much, vowed on Friday to speed up tax cuts and supportive policies, and this is key. Like speeding up tax cuts, supportive policies as well, more supportive policies. That sounds really nice. Looks like they are putting some water to their wine, really, and try to battle this kind of downturn for the Chinese economy and stock market with more tax cuts and supportive policies. Very nice to hear here. And it is a strong signal that Beijing needs the big tech companies to revive economic growth, of course, is what a fund manager said. And of course, he's not a politician, but you can see that there is a shift in sentiment, is what the big thing is. And overall, as these little news pieces again start amassing, you're going to be seeing a little bit of a shift in the whole sentiment and trend. Now, how much of these losses will be recouped? I mean, it will depend on the earnings phase and all that, sure. But remember that they have gone down so much that even the news pieces will definitely increase the stock prices dramatically if there is indeed supportive policies and tax cuts and all that, and a shift towards protecting the Chinese market from China themselves. Now, China is expected to also have a symposium with the country's big tech. Another great thing to see here, because it looks like they care really, and they really want to help their completely annihilated tech sector get back to its feet, because they really depend on the tech sector for their economy as well. It's a very large part of the Chinese economy and the worldwide economy really, and so there are some hopes that they will be actually sweeping the regulatory clampdown and give internet platforms bigger roles to prop up the economy, of course. And as we know, yeah, the market, the Chinese tech stocks have actually lost more than $1 trillion of market value. I wasn't aware of the exact figure, but that is an insane amount to lose over since 2019. And this also means that there is an insane amount to make if you are a holder, and this will propel upwards, which I think is going to be the case eventually. Now, what I'm fully expecting is that over the next few months, you're going to be seeing even the same brokers, JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs, potentially having a little bit of a shift in what they believe about China being uninvestable, and maybe start talking about how this is an interesting opportunity, and eventually you're going to be seeing an insane increase in Chinese stocks. So that's what I think will happen. Of course, I don't have a crystal ball again, but that's what I think will happen, and that's what everything has been pointed out to me since I eventually initially took a position with Alibaba. That's exactly what I thought would happen. And I've mentioned it in multiple of my videos. You don't really want to be paying attention at what's happening behind the curtains, and you don't want to be paying attention at what people are saying in stock tweets, and they're being completely bearish. China will go down. China is not supporting their economy. They are going to own the companies and all these things, because they have no basis in anything. It's just about piling more negative news and negative sentiment for no real reason. This is exactly what happens. Negative tends to get stressed more for no real reason from people saying more negative things about the same stuff pretty much, and the whole thing goes on for a little while till there is a reversal in the sentiment, which I fully expect to be the case again with China eventually. It may again take more time, of course, but eventually I really expect that this is going to be the thing happening for China. And so the rest of the articles are talking about some general details about the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, some mainland stocks here, this the central banks and all that, and kind of goes down to explaining exactly what has been happening with some of their economic activity over there. Now, this is what I wanted to talk about. It's interesting to see about Alibaba and about the Chinese markets. I would definitely urge you to be patient, have the patience, wait for it to unroll, wait for the whole thing to unroll, to become a series really, because it's gonna take a while for sure to see a reversal. It's a slow thing, and you will slowly be seeing some uptrends again and some higher highs instead of lower lows that we're getting now. And this is how you get a shift in the whole stock market sentiment and price action. So we'll see what's going to play out in the next few months really. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like if you did, and remember to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.